This is Blue Oyster Cult. Then came the last days of May. Oh, I think this is live from Albany.
Really? I've never seen their faces.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I've always kind of loved when people do that with their albums, how when they never show their face. And it's always a mystery.
Like, kind of like most of the Floyd albums, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of like S.A.D After Dark.
Oh, yeah.
But I digress. No.
Well, we need to put out more albums first for that to be a thing.
Yeah, for that to be the thing.
We got one, yeah. See, it's our thing. Yeah, we did it one time.
What's up, guys? We are S.A.D After Dark out of Brooklyn, New York. I'm C for Graffiti.
I'm Dan Berg.
Today we are reacting to BOC, Blue Oyster Cult's Then Came the Last Days of May. And this was suggested by our patron, Richard L Schmith. Thank you, Richard. We love our Strong Island homies. And this is a live one too, so we're excited. Guys, head on over to Patreon, subscribe for as little as $1 a month, and get in on all of our content and content decisions. Thumbs up if you like.
This is from the self-named album Blue Oyster Cult, and Buck Dharma wrote the song. It's called Then Came the Last Days of May. The song was just a guide, and a little bit of water goes a long way, close his heart. Three good brothers were living and soaking in the back of an empty Ford. The good and all they were going for. You go out and buy yourself a brand new car. But they all had the money they had, the money they hoped would take down the river. The sky was bright to travel. Now I had a truck, and I hadn't seen a cop around all day. Word up, they bought everything they needed, the bags, the scale to weigh the stuff. The driver said the body's just over the bluff. Stop in the middle of a cold and barren plain, and the other guy turned and spilled 3 boys' blood. They don't want to be rain. Wouldn't be interested in coming along instead of staying here. They say the West is nice this time of year, is what they say.
Rockefeller Center.
It does kind of look like Rock Center.
Yeah, it does.
Well,
when you pan away.
Yeah, when you zoom out, it's like, whoa, there's space there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, shout out to Albany.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, before I go into the obvious, I want to shout out the rhythm section because the amount of groove switch-ups that were in this were crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And the obvious part is obviously that the guitars were killing it. But I think that the groove switch-ups made the guitars kill it more.
Yeah.
Because they'd be playing solos, they'd be playing long solos, and then the groove switches up right in the middle of the solo. So you're still playing the same solo, but now it feels completely different.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that this is really a great example of just like each part of the band like making the rest of the band better.
Yeah, absolutely. And each part of everything in the atmosphere making this band better. Like, I always feel like, remember, like, in my other comments about BOC, I always feel like I'm looking up at them telling me a story almost all the time. Like, they're at some apex and stuff. And, like, the lead singer, I can't believe I don't know everybody's name yet. This is the first time I'm seeing their faces.
That's Buck, I think.
Okay. So, like, the lead
That's
singer,
the only one I do know.
his voice has the voice of somebody that tells you the legend of blah blah blah, right? It's like, oh, so and I feel like that, like every time I'm listening to a BOC song, it's like they're like, oh, don't you know the legend of da 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 da? Well, let me tell you. And the music kind of like accompanies that. It feels like a story is always being told. This story, like, there's some type of tragedy. I don't know if I wasn't listening well because the music was kind of taking over in my mind. I swear I was hearing about a bank robbery. I swear I was hearing about 3 people that died, and there was like some blood, and like this guy's got to leave town. I don't know if I wasn't hearing right, but I thought that was cool. And they just remind me of ancient Gothic people, and like the way the concert was set up too. It's like they played as the sun started going down, like and you know, you told the second guitarist to stand in a certain spot so he can get the spotlight on him, and then it started to dim in certain places. It's just like
that made me laugh. He's like, hey.
Yeah, and in the beginning, like, it seemed like a really cool, chill, like, environment. It almost seemed like it was a festival, but it's like we walked in as it was becoming like a concert, like it was becoming something. Like these guys, like they're so meticulous, like in the all-encompassing parts of scenery,
of the experience.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Of just like you just like seeing something and just walking towards it. They want that whole thing to be a part of what they're gonna play for you tonight. And I thought that was super great. I wonder what came first, the lead vocalist's sound or the musical sound. Like, how did they get together? Because his voice really accompanies the music. Like, that's the voice of back in like those ancient times, like without diminishing him, like that's the town crier's voice, or the old creature that tells you the story of blah blah blah, or the old person. Like, he's got a tone for that, like when he sings. And then that was crazy. And I liked his pauses too as he's telling the story. Like, I know he's aged a little bit more, and I know it probably doesn't sound like the studio version of it, but like just like his pauses and stuff, like as he's telling the story, had a lot to do with it. And in terms of the guitar, of course, you know, the guitar was like the wickedest thing yet. But what I loved about the second guitar player's guitar solo was like when he started it, that was the prettiest thing ever. Yeah. Like before it even got into the rock, because the rock was badass without even having to say it. But like that beginning was like so pretty.
I like the differences in their styles too, just like their energies.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know the other guy, but green guitar. He was like, obviously he's younger, and you could kind of tell because he was like, I don't want to say that Buck didn't seem excited to be there. Yeah. But the other guy was just like, oh my God, I'm here. I'm fucking doing it. Yeah, I can't believe it. Buck's energy was more kind of just like, I've been doing this a long time.
For me, and it kind of goes back
to what you're saying though, about like he feels like somebody that would like tell a legend. Yeah. Like it just feels like he's been around. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was kind of the energy I was getting too. And even like his vocal, I don't think it's as crisp as it used to be back in the day. Yeah. But like even that adds, it's more like of a world like weariness to it. It's like he's clearly been a lot of places. Yeah. He's been around. He's seen a lot of things. So when he tells you the legend of blah blah blah, you believe it. Yeah. Because you know he's been around. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pretty cool.
So shout out to BOC.
Yeah, and shout out to Richard.
Yeah, big shout out to Richard for suggesting this. Shout out to all of our patrons. We appreciate you. We couldn't do this without you. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. We're S.A.D After Dark, and we'll see you soon.